Hi everyone. Greetings to all of you from the Ministry of Digital Transformation and the whole tech community of Ukraine. I appreciate you having me at this amazing event, Web3.0 Tech Forum London. Today, the whole world is talking about Ukrainian people, their bravery and resilience to stand for a peaceful future. As long as Ukraine heroically defends the values of democracy and humanity, the economy must continue to grow. Tech sector is a powerful driver of the economic recovery. Today, IT is one of the few industries that continue to operate, remains financially stable, provides regular foreign exchange earnings to Ukraine's economy, and pays taxes in advance. We call Ukrainian IT companies and specialists our heroes of the economic front. Also, I greatly appreciate the business community's interest and willingness to contribute to the long-term rebuild of Ukraine. Now, the strategic cooperation with Ukraine and long-term support are crucial. Ukraine is one of the most technologically advanced countries in Europe. We have the world's first digital passport that legally corresponds to paper docs, the fastest business registration, and WSCF, special legal framework for the IT industry with tax incentiveness. However, nowadays we are taking each step in order to keep the country running in the face of the Russian invasion. Now we are boosting the growth of Ukrainian IT industry and working on creation a legal space for Ukrainian and international crypto companies to officially run their businesses in Ukraine. We support startups and the technological sector in many ways. We are still about to launch the EA residency project for IT specialists from around the world and implement the world's best practices of fund of funds. Our goal is the development of the private equity and venture capital industry in Ukraine. By keeping the economy going now and investing now in the country's future and supporting our startups, we can re-establish Ukrainians' prosperity and competitiveness. Therefore, investing in Ukraine is investing in the future of the democratic world. Today, I really hope that this will lay the foundation for collaboration with key state institutions in Ukraine and Great Britain, key experts and the community who contribute to Ukrainian digitization. Within the Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine, we are open to proposals from the technological and Web3 community from Great Britain and are ready to discuss and participate in discussions regarding the transformation of Ukrainian cities into the concept of smart cities. Stand with Ukraine. Bring light to the darkness. We look forward to welcoming you to Ukraine after the war is over. Invest in Ukraine. Invest in peace. Start your own business in Ukraine. Slava Ukraini.
My name is Peter Chan. I'm actually president of World Smart Cities Forum. Let me introduce what we do. So the title is Smart City Recovery Plan for Ukraine. That's the thing. If you just trying to understand what I do these days, I'm been actually working on smart city in the market and industry for the last almost 12 years by now. I was designing the master plan for many different countries, including here in Ukraine. The most important function of the smart cities, or the city that should be redeveloped, you should focus on people, their activities, and how they can, they attract more people into the city, how they can develop city based on the sustainability or resilience. You cannot produce a small city. You cannot export a small city. You cannot import small cities because all the conditions are different, just like a fingerprints of you have, right? So the city in London, here in the Canary Wharf, cannot be the same as a Brooklyn in New York, right? So every city has their own distinct model because of the history is different, education level is different, and also the income level is different, and also their own culture is way, way different from others. We are providing the very unique innovation ecosystem because we are trying to build up the engine for the new generation, new innovative ideas. Then we bring some kind of young entrepreneurs and companies, SMEs. They can, come to the city. They can probably maybe lay some groundwork for the future of the economy of the cities. We also help the central governments, so the municipalities, and to build up affordable the investment into kicking off their own SPV, the special purpose vehicles, or SPC, to kick off their initiatives. And as I said earlier, human centricity is the key. There are some kind of bundles and data-driven economy, environmental friendly ecosystem. Personally, I'm actually working together with the UN initiatives, which is called SDGs and also ESG. I live in New York currently, so we have a lot of initiatives together with the UN entities. What we're trying to do is we're trying to make Web3 can be real based on the city plan. So the Ukraine case is one of the great model because we can build everything. I think that Ukraine can lead whole new ecosystem of technology solutions with a smart city. We are actually seeing that about $2 billion kind of projects in 2 different cities, and one is Hanoi, but we are actually talking about Lviv and Kiev for the future, maybe more than $5 billion. So we are in charge of helping the city, for example, Lviv, to raise the funds from outside of Ukraine. And culture content is very important. That's why I invited Dina from New York. She and Bob, they actually created a song for Ukraine and also the world peace building.
So hello, I'm so honored to be here. I'm Dina Finney.
Bob Kinkle.
In 2014, I was personally working with an artist and a producer in the Ukraine named Andriy Jandy Pernikov. Bob and I really connected with this incredible artist and also knew about a lot of what he was going through because he was living in the Ukraine at the time. I began to write a song over it called Unbreakable about the Russian takeover of Crimea at that time. So over the last year, we decided to finish the song and we realized the importance of the message of Unbreakable, which is through all this adversity, through all of this destruction, through everything that is happening right now, it is about staying together. It is about staying connected to a fire and a spirit within that will not let us break down. Through that, we wanted to create a video, and we were led to a beautiful production team and director that are Ukrainian refugees that are living in Bulgaria right now.
He's doing a documentary on the war, and part of it is about a young boy from Mariupol. It's the diaries found. I believe this is in a museum somewhere in Ukraine. And it's kind of reenacted at the beginning of the video. Alexander has been working with his film crew that is in Ukraine, and he's been traveling back and forth at great personal risk to bring this story forward.
The whole point of this song and what we're trying, and the message that we're bringing forward, is the rebuilding and how we're going to rebuild out of the rubble into a new way of living and interacting and working together.
Okay, my name is Farid Safarov. I'm Deputy Minister of Ukraine. So mainly I'm responsible for 3 major elements in the energy sector. The first one is digital development, digital transformation of the energy sector. Second one is innovative spheres that could be implemented in the sphere of electric energy. And the third one is the corporate management of our TSOs, transmission system operators, in the sphere of electric energy and gas supply. I express my appreciation for the invitation and for the possibility and opportunity to share the vision of Ukraine on the development of energy sector, and particularly in terms of smart city solutions that could be implemented. So the first one is electric mobility. So if to talk about Ukraine, we have an enormous growth of the number of fully electric and hybrid cars in Ukraine. So because of the war, unfortunately, we received a deficit of diesel and other types of fuels, and people started thinking on whether to change their cars into the fully electric, due to the fact that we have no taxation when importing electric cars to Ukraine for the last several years. People started purchasing electric vehicles. Electric mobility is an integral part of smart city, is that we have to implement smart grids. So when thinking about when talking about the charging stations, yeah, what we saw is that unfortunately there is not enough capacity in order to provide the needed amount of electricity for those who want to build the infrastructure for the charging. We put the smart meters and we implemented the AMI software that will allow us to control the processes of electric supply and transmission, to find out where the losses of electricity during the chain are. We now, what we presented in the United States as well, we are looking for the partners who could join Ukrainian DSOs in terms of the development of smart grid infrastructure. We have at the moment, as I mentioned, the pilot project in Khmelnytsky region with the US-based company NASA.
So Alan Boyd, who's now working on Doll.ai, and I would love to hear from him what is on his radar today.
For those of you who don't know my work or my background, I've been developing my observations more than 40 years in the tech investment sector. I show that technology development doesn't happen in a straight line. Instead, it progresses in very distinct, punctuated 14-year cycles. The world of tech is due to change again. I think we can all feel it. That's why we're here. We know it's going to change. But which will be the technology that sets the stage for the next 14 years? We have a lot to choose from, all very good, each one capable of setting new standards for themselves. We have blockchain, crypto, metaverse, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence, each of which has the capacity to stand alone to change the world. Well, I don't think it will be any of these. I think it will be all of these. And combined, this is what I think of as Web3. You have to imagine a world where today's technologies, including the smartphone, are totally obsolete. Instead, these companies should focus exclusively on the technologies that make up Web3.
Yeah, my big picture, I think, was still, I would say, Web3 at the moment. My personal view, my personal opinion, it's just a rebranding of what we had crypto that didn't work back in 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I mean, the infrastructures all existed, except the adoption wasn't there. I'm talking about institutional adoption, government adoption.
Apart from helping cities or authorities make better decisions, it's actually to improve the quality of our lives, right? You are making things more efficient, you're reducing traffic, you're reducing crime. And I think shared information, shared awareness, and shared communication, which is what smart cities are meant to do, we can achieve that. And then with all this data and sharing and connectivity, there's also a risk of exploits of data and your privacy. So that's something that we should also focus on.
There's lots of different solutions. I mean, even right now, relating back to Ukraine, the ability to donate to Ukraine, and how would you do that in a Web2 environment?
So my vision, my big vision, basically, I think smart cities will be more based on data. So right now, as we know, There is a lot of public sources where we can see all the information that currently government has. But as for me, it doesn't share it with the people who currently live in the cities. And data is extremely valuable for these people. And I think it will help to increase citizens' comfort when you're living in this city.
I believe that we need to move smart cities into metaverse, that governments would have their own offices in the metaverse, that, for example, like HSBC Bank already have their own branch in the metaverse. And that's the future.
Again, thank you to the World Smart Cities Forum, to Jaewon, Peter Chun, and Valentina. We appreciate the time today. Thanks everyone at Level 39. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very much all. Thank you.